I am Donika.
And I am Myra, and this is the Black Womxn Healing Podcast.
A space to discuss mental wellness.
A space to dive into soul care and vulnerability.
Here, we will support you on your journey as you focus on your healing,
while also giving you the work along the way.
Welcome to Black Womxn Healing Podcast. Y'all, it's official. We are an Amazon affiliate, and it's only right because our Let's Heal book is offered on Amazon. If you haven't already checked it out, go ahead and click the link in our description and check it out. Help us support you while we support us, while we all support each other, if you know what I'm saying. All right, y'all, check it out. Hey, everybody. Welcome to another episode of Black Womxn Healing Podcast. And today is a really, really special episode because it's our 2-year anniversary. And it just sounds wild even saying that, like 2 whole years, we've been really recording episodes and really having a podcast out here. So this episode is hopefully going to be reflective, but hopefully it'll be helpful for you all too, just in getting to know us even further. So with that being said, let's go ahead and start with a random discussion.
Oh wow, I didn't even think of a random discussion. A random discussion. Okay. Where do you see the podcast in 5 years? There, that's random. And I can eat my eggs while you answer.
I see it just reaching more people. And I think Myra, she had brought this up when we first started. Like, we're going to go to Essence. And so I see us at Essence. Like, we're going to be a part of it. I don't care how. I don't care if we are the last people, the beginning people, the people with only 10 minutes. We're going to be at Essence some way, somehow. We're going to be on a website. We're going to be somewhere near there. That's what I see. And hopefully just further even than Essence, like any platform that is about healing, especially Black women, I want to be a part of in the best way that we can, because I know we can't do everything, but the most we can. That's what I see us like, platforms that reach the most people, because that's the hope. That like it's reaching as many people, because obviously there's so much stuff out here we don't be knowing. And so that's what I'm thinking. What about you?
I think the same. And speaking of Essence, my heart goes out to the people that got hit by that hurricane. I know my family was fortunate to get out in time, but I know some other people's families were not. So I just want to say, like, my heart goes out to y'all. That's one of my favorite cities. And so being that, we do want to come here and have Essence, it's also something that is in our heart, in our minds, and, our love goes out to them. Outside of Essence, though, I think I see us being a platform that people kind of reach out to us. Like, people reach out to us now, but I want it to be like, we're not looking for places to go. People are looking for us to come to places. So I definitely see that type of thing happening. Us leaning more into making an extra coin from the podcast, y'all. Like, this is time and effort. Sometimes it's tiring. So I definitely see that being a thing.
Yeah. Speaking of that, because that is most definitely something that, especially, I think people who obviously do podcasts, they recognize how much work it is, especially to release episodes like every Monday, like every week. That's a lot of content. So, like, what has been like your motivation to continue with the podcast?
I think my motivation changes. I think at one point I saw people in Africa were streaming our podcast. So that was motivation for a little bit, because I was like, this was the whole point of starting it, having other people in other spaces have access to us. We get a lot of traffic randomly. It's weird, because sometimes when I be like, I'm tired of doing this, like something happens, or I'm like, oh, okay, maybe I'm not tired of doing this. People are very receptive to us, and I think that's like my favorite part. And so that's a reminder that, we're doing what we need to be doing. What about you?
Yeah, I agree. I think over 2 years, the motivation has changed most definitely. I think when we first started, before COVID, for me, it was like, I can't wait to do these in-person interactive circles all over the world. Like, that was my thing. Like, yo, do you understand how dope it's gonna be to do a Black Womxn Healing Circle and say, you know, what we had like
Philly, DC.
Philly, yeah, like, and these was just us getting started in the, you know, US cities. We hadn't even got to like the countries, but like, trust me, it would have been coming. So like for me, that was the motivation, because it feels good to connect with people in different like geographic locations, like to see the different lifestyles that Black women are living and the different perspectives. Like it really does matter. And so like I was excited for that. Like to me, that was just dope. And so when COVID happened, I'm like, dang, that was my favorite part, you know? And so then I think then it kind of went to like being able to interview all these different Black women and people sharing their stories and just new information. So it became like really informative, even just for me. And now I think it's kind of back to the people, in a sense of like, you know, I've had friends and just people reach out and be like, that one episode, it really touched my heart and it really made me want to go to do this. And I just be like, dang, I didn't even realize, like, you know, and then it'd be interesting the different episodes people connect to. You know, you might be like, oh, that wasn't even one of my favorite ones, or, you know, like, oh, that was, you know, that was one of my favorite ones. Like, so it's interesting, you know, people connect to different ones. So seeing that, like, that's the motivation there, like the people, like what people are getting out of it, you know?
Speaking of that, what would you say, or who would you say? Actually, I gotta do more than one. Who are your top 3 favorite guests that we've had?
Probably.
So many, I don't know.
You know, it's hard. It's hard. I would probably say Tina, my friend Tina. And for hers, because I know her personally, and to see her like sharing her story and her truth was like, whoa, you know what I'm saying? Like I've been around her a while and I know some pieces, but I didn't even know a lot of that. So for her to come on and be vulnerable, I think that just makes it one of my favorites, just like period, just because of that. And I think another one, I would have to say my sister too. Those real personal ones become my favorite. But I would say those two, and this last one's hard because I'm like, it was one we did about sexuality. I would say
Dr. Dr. Was it?
Yes, yeah, I know you know exactly who I'm talking about. Where is she?
It's Dr. Oh my, type text therapist.
Yes.
She's the first pops up, even on Instagram.
Yeah, Dr. Donna.
Yeah,
Yeah, so that episode, I just, you know, scrolled down on our SoundCloud. So it's Let's Talk About Sex and Insecurities. So, oh, this is hard. I got too many favorite episodes because that's like, I'm looking at these and I'm like, dang, I forgot about that one. I forgot about that one, you know, like it's too many, but those are the ones that pop up in my head. And I think, like I said, for my sister and Tina's, because they were so personal and the stories they shared were very realistic. These are not doctors. These are not, you know, people in the necessarily mental health field, but their stories were very relevant to like day-to-day Black women. And I think that those are the types of episodes that touch people in a certain way sometimes. And so that's why I think those, but the one with Dr. Donna, one, she's just dope. Dr. Donna she was funny, but she was also informational. Like she was relatable. So like anytime you got all 3 of those in an episode, it's bound to be good. But then sex, like I feel like especially Black women, if it's not being hypersexualized, are not able to really talk about sex. So that would be my top 3. But like I said, I really don't have a top 3.
Oh my gosh.
I don't. I mean, we talked about like sobriety, like with Khadijah, like these are the type of things that people don't, you know, get to talk about. The anxiety one.
I'm gonna go on and on, y'all.
I know. I'm sorry with Dr. Angela. Like, what's her name? Dr. Angela. That's her name. Yeah, Dr. Angela, anxiety, like come on, like she been doing this, y'all, since her book was written in like 1990s. It is 2021. And we still ain't talking about anxiety in Black women, or people are just not understanding it because everybody doesn't have access to Dr. Angela. Like, all right, I don't have okay, it's a lot. I can't just do 3, I can't just do 5. But those are the ones that do pop up in my mind. So what about you? Since you want to keep me to top 3, what's your top 3?
Oh my gosh, you could have been top 10 if you wanted.
Girl, I got a top. How many episodes we got? I got a top 88.
Oh my gosh. I would say my top are, number 1 would be the best friend episode. If you know me, I love my best friend. So that was definitely be my number 1. And I like all the episodes with you by yourself. I really like what's the most recent one? I like the Pace Yourself. I like, sorry, I'm scrolling, so that's why I'm a little slow. I like your birthday episode. I like all your episodes by yourself. So those would be, pump those into one. And then I'm gonna say the episode with Dr. O. I really liked her. Like, I liked her a lot.
Protecting Black women in health.
Yes, I really liked her. I'm gonna have to add a 4th one though. I like our 2nd episode. People still love that episode.
What was the 2nd episode? Oh my goodness, let me scroll down.
Body image.
Oh, that was a really, really good episode. Wow.
Really good. Yeah.
I'm gonna have to go back and listen to that.
Yeah. People were like, it's so funny. People be like, yeah, when you was talking about blah, blah, blah. And I'd be like, what episode is that? And they'd be like, the 2nd one. I'm like, I remember what we talked about. You know how long ago that was?
I most definitely forgot about that.
Good episode. That was good. Because we was just going on and on.
About body. And that was like when we was first starting, where we kind of started off just with us.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
And looking at it, I don't think did we not have a guest into the 5th episode?
I don't know. Let me look.
Amazon Prime Healing, I do know that was us. That was just me and you. I remember that one.
Yeah, we have a guest.
Yeah, and Healing Through Travel. I think that was me and you too.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
So we was rocking and rolling at the beginning, just like, just us.
We can do more with just us. I know people like when it's just us.
Yeah, no, I agree. I think it's a lot different. So I know we're gonna implement that a little bit more, y'all. But so yeah, it's hard, as you can see, to pick favorite episodes. Which ones do you think people have connected to the most, as far as like personally told you about?
The body image one.
Yeah.
What else? I know people really like when we have Khadijah on, but I haven't heard people tell me about it, but people love those.
Yeah.
What else? I know people enjoy hearing about the different stuff as far as like different like bodily diagnoses. So breast cancer, fibroids, people always tell me like, yeah, I didn't know blah, blah, blah about that. And it's helpful with clients. I don't know if you have the same experience, but it's been really interesting for me because we've had these episodes now. When clients like tell me certain things, I'll be like, oh, have you ever gotten checked for fibroids? Have you talked to your doctor about PCOS? And I've had clients that's been like, after you told me that I have, and now like I'm getting checked up for that. So I am thankful for the podcast in that way, because it's been able to help me help my clients even further, which is like mind blowing.
Yes. I think even with my clients, that's why I was really, really happy we was doing those episodes. They were coming to me with it. And so me, like, I hadn't really heard a lot about like PCOS, endometriosis, fibroids. Like, I had never really heard too much about it. Or you hear people, I think it was like that one episode, and it's so funny because now looking at it, like Girlfriends, I don't know if you know the episode I'm talking about, where Maya, I think she had fibroids.
Yeah.
And that was, again, Girlfriends came out in early 2000s, maybe.
Yeah.
And the way they kind of treated it, they was like surgery or, I think she had to take these hormone pills or something. Like her options were so limited. She was diagnosed on the show by a Black woman though.
Yeah.
But it, like, looking back now, I'm like, dang, like this, what I'm saying? Like Black women, we've been, dealing with this for a long time. But again, I just really didn't know. So my clients, they were the ones coming in like, and that's one of the questions I asked in my intake, just about like health in general. And they're the ones were telling me like, oh yeah, I suffer from PCOS or endometriosis. And I'm just like, oh, what's that? And so they kind of start telling me about it. But those episodes really helped me to learn even more. To like that, it's a lot. That's a lot going, like, hey, Black women be going through a lot, and you wouldn't know, right? You wouldn't know.
You would not know, yeah.
So.
What do you feel like from the books that we did? What was your favorite book?
Ooh. You know what? I feel like
I already know what you're gonna say.
No, you don't, girl. You do not know.
You gonna go look before you even know.
No, I would probably say, I would have to say your book. And the reason why is because it took me a long time to start reading your book.
Okay.
Because like I said, I really just couldn't, I didn't understand how to use it. And so when we did the episode of you like kind of breaking it down, and then one day I just opened it up, because you explain like it's not like a start and end type of thing. You don't have to do it like that. And I just open it up and go to a random, one. And your book is really personal. But it also is, it's helpful too. Like you get to actually, it's a healing book, but it's also a book too, because you get to actually read people's personal narratives and little poems and stuff like that. And so I think that is the difference of like changing, like, some of these books out here, like self-help books. We didn't even read Soothing Your Nerves, did we? That wasn't even a book thing, was it?
They didn't read what?
Soothing Your Nerves with Dr. Angela.
Oh.
It wasn't even a book. What's it called? A book episode. Okay. Because to me, I read her book after that episode, and that was a really good book.
A great book.
How many books have we had?
We had Soothing Your Nerves, Mama Didn't Raise This Woman,
Isaac,
Christian book,
Guardians of,
Isaac, me, 5.
We had 5? Wait, let's say it again. Hold
on. 1 Christian book, Mama Didn't Raise This Woman, Isaac's book, my book.
Oh, yeah. I would have to say, yours. I would say yours. Mama Didn't, no, Not All Black Girls Know How to Eat.
Oh, that one was good.
That one right there.
That was a good episode.
That was a good episode.
She said that was her best interview.
What'd you say?
Even she said that was her best interview.
Really?
Yeah, that was good. She was like, y'all are asking me questions people don't even need to ask. And I was like, yeah, that time. We need to know these answers.
That was a great episode. And that is one people have talked to me about too. Like, who've been like, that, like, where can I get the book? And just like, that's another kind of like topic that, Black women don't talk about how we're eating, right? And not even just focusing on either one, like either overeating or undereating. Like, this is just talking about eating in general. We kind of go in, and her personal stories were really helpful too. I think that's what it was about her. She was very personable, and she was funny too. From what I remember, she was funny.
Yeah, she's very funny.
Yeah, the book episodes. I think that it's hard. It was hard
to run, but I can't keep up no more. I got too much.
Yeah, that's like. And then that's the thing, because I read other books too. So we're reading one book because, you know, we have a month technically to read those books. And see, like, that's another thing that was kind of like, that's a lot of work. I don't think people realize, like, trying to read the book and make sure that you're as knowledgeable about, you know, the book so you can answer questions like a book review, right? And so that was another one that was like, ooh, it's a lot of work.
Mm-hmm.
But it was fun. It was fun, most definitely.
Yeah. If y'all like that a whole lot, you gotta like it a whole lot. Let us know. We'll bring it back. But you need to love it, actually. Not like, you need to love it.
Yeah, I think so. I think you should absolutely love it. And hopefully, if anything, even if those episodes that have encouraged you to, you know, if that's something that you're interested in or if that's something you're able to do, is, you know, read more. Reading is most definitely another different way of healing. I think it's healing in itself.
For sure. Would you say, the most enjoyable part about doing the podcast? Like, now that I know that circles are your thing, but now that we've transitioned to everything virtual, what are you enjoying the most?
Well, we kind of just switched this, but I actually really enjoyed the editing of the podcast.
Oh, really?
Yes, because I like to learn new stuff because I get bored fast. But and so it's like one is making me feel like, look at you learning something new. But it's interesting to, like, you know, put stuff together and make it fit in a certain way. Because y'all didn't know this, but Myra, she's been doing the editing for this whole 2 years. And so I hadn't got to do it to really know, like, how to do it and how she was putting it together. In my mind, I'm like, oh, after we record, she just put that thing on there. Whole time, whole time, it ain't been like that. She been finding pauses and putting in splits and all of that. And I'm like, oh snap! Like, it's work. It is hard work too, but it's fun to me.
Yeah.
So I think right now the editing piece is probably the funnest. And the random discussions to me are always hilarious. I really like the random discussions that Myra usually comes up with. So I would say those are my favorite things about the podcast, about what I'm doing in specific with the podcast right now. What about you, Myra?
I think actually, like, talking to the guests is my favorite part. When we get those guests where it's like, oh, this is like, I feel like I have like my perfect guest in my head, and I feel like we get them here and there. And when
Yeah.
we get that perfect person, I'm like all in. Like, you know, I'll be all in because I'll be like, oh my God, this is so good. Like, we got to tell them to come back. So I feel like that's definitely my favorite part, when, like, I just like when people align with what I want. So that's definitely my favorite part.
Listen to her, y'all.
That's like when you do therapy, you get your favorite client. Well, not favorite client, I shouldn't say that. Your perfect client.
Right fit. The
Like,
client that fits with you, the right fit. Yeah.
yes, yes. Sorry, y'all. I'm so tired. I'm like checked out. But anyway, that's the correct language.
Yeah, no, it most definitely changes everything. If when you get that right fit, just because you're more prone to ask more questions and dive deeper. Um, yeah, yeah, no,
Definitely.
I agree. Especially when you're talking like something like mental health. Sometimes it could be too serious, sometimes it could be too informative. So it's like, how do you find that right balance?
Redundant.
Right, that too, and it can become redundant. And that is too, the hope is that people listen to the podcast because we're talking about mental health, and it's like, okay, well, how do we keep making sure that each episode is different? At this point, if you listen to the episodes, you have some knowledge on some basic, like, mental health diagnoses. Hopefully you understand, you know, depression symptoms, anxiety symptoms, kind of like these basic ones. And the hope is that you just continue to build your own knowledge and your own awareness. I don't think we've had an episode on like severe mental illness, such as like schizophrenia, bipolar. Have we done episodes specifically?
Yeah, we did. We did one with name's Janae. She had a tweet that had went viral talking about how Black people don't talk about it. And so right after her tweet went viral, we had her on. But it feels like that was so long ago. I don't even know when that was.
Me either.
It
But
was
I
so.
mean, wow.
Name it. That's weird. It's
Yeah.
we should probably name it so that way people actually know what it is.
We didn't name it?
No, we just put episode 12.
Ah.
I'm gonna put severe mental illness so people actually know.
Not just episode 12.
That is hilarious. That's the one episode we don't have a name on. That's so funny.
And did people listen to it?
Yeah. 36 people. That's weird. That's the only. We didn't name some of these. Okay, we didn't name another episode too, but we'll handle that later.
Yeah, see, this is reflective and good for us to so we know we need to go back.
I know we did.
Look, it was 2 years ago.
We was babies.
We was babies. So
we just clicking stuff.
All we want to know is, can y'all hear this? Is y'all getting this or what?
No judge us.
Is it uploaded or what? Like that's it.
Oh my gosh. So what are some of the things that we envision for the course of the next year?
I would say for sure, like you said at the beginning, figuring out how to make the podcast more profitable, figuring out us continuing to figure out smoother ways to run it. So with podcasts, you all, we have done everything by ourselves. Like anything you see, we've done it, social media, graphics, our healing workbooks. Oh yeah, I forgot about that. Our own healing workbook, right? We've had our glass mugs, like the website now, like anything that you see with Black Womxn Healing Podcast, we have literally done it ourselves. And so it's really hard. Like me and Myra are the team. And so sometimes it's hard not having a team with other folks who are designated doing other things. But right now, we have to do it this way because we don't really have, at least right now, the resources to outsource. So my hope is that we find ways and resources to outsource, so some of this can be a little bit more smoother. I also want to, hopefully when stuff gets a little better, do some healing circles in person. I'm really excited to get back to that. I want to do conferences. Like I want to do those things, like I said, that reach as many people, and make Black Womxn Healing Pod more, what's the word? More easily accessible. That's it. So right now, most people know about Black Womxn Healing Pod if you either follow us on social media or someone's told you about us. But other than that, how else are we able to get, this podcast out there? So being able to go to conferences and stuff like that, I feel like that is a great way to make our podcast accessible for other people. So that's what I see for us. What do you see after 2 years?
I see more episodes with just us.
Mm-hmm.
We're already getting invited to conferences, so that's not even a worry. Like that's already happening.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know. I think we're on the right track. I think that just bringing in other opportunities feels good. Like there's no opportunities where I'm like, this is what I want to do. I more so want to just see how things unfold and be able to be like, I don't want to do that. Oh, I actually want to do that. So I envision things kind of happening in that way, because like it's great that we're getting invited to conferences already. We have our circles, but I want to see something fresh and new happen where we have the option to say, yes, I want to do that. No, I don't want to do that. And see how it goes. So I'm kind of just open to whatever opportunities present themselves and kind of just going from there. I want these glass mugs to freaking sell. So I'm thinking we need to do a Black Friday sale so we can get rid of these things.
Yeah, no, I most definitely have some ideas surrounding that. Yeah. Yeah, no, I think we will. That's the thing, right? Myra, manifestation queen.
Yes, I've always wanted to do healing boxes. Um, that's
Oh,
always been an idea, but I've never actually sat down and like did all the pieces to it because I'm like, we have the book, we have the mugs. I just want to add some type of like sensory piece as far as like smell because we already got like taste, we already got touch,
like
we have in our book. So
like a stress ball too, with
yeah,
Black Womxn Healing Pod on it. Yeah.
yeah, I've always wanted to do that. So I'm like, where would that fit in, and how would we like get people interested in it? But that's been like a dream for like the past few years. I always wanted to do some type of like healing box. Cause yeah, we have subscription boxes, but I feel like that'd be like a different take on it.
Right. Yeah. That's dope. That's dope. That's actually really dope. See, yeah, possibilities are endless. Possibilities are endless.
For real, you all excited?
See, this is too what keeps me going. Like Myra, she be having all these ideas, y'all.
All day.
You never know what's gonna come out of her mouth. But when she has these ideas, that gets me excited too because it's new, it's interesting, it's fun. It shows that like she's interested and she's here and she's present and she's wanting to continue making it better, not just for us but for you also. Like I love this. I love when we have conversations like this. Yeah, manifestation too. Myra's a manifestation queen in my opinion. Anything she says comes to fruition.
Well, let's get Jill Scott on here then.
Let's get Jill Scott on here. Y'all, I'm pretty sure it'll happen.
It probably will happen. Pass out.
I don't care if she has 2 minutes on here.
I don't care if you think Nationwide is on your side.
if she's all we need is her ad. Hey, she made it. She made it. No, I agree. But yeah, manifestation is very real. And I think a lot of what's happened with the podcast, a lot of it has been manifested.
Yeah, for sure.
But yeah, like, I mean, how does it feel, Myra? You have literally been doing a podcast in the middle of a pandemic while also dealing with life, your own life. You're a whole therapist out here with a whole book. She's an author, y'all. Like, you know what I'm saying? She's a partner in a relationship. She is growing a whole human, right? This like your best, like you show up for your friends, like you are so much to so many people, even to yourself, and you take care of yourself. How in the hell are you able to do this?
That was my question to you. You stole
No, that's my question to you because I don't understand it. I'm pretty sure everybody else don't understand, and now I'm kind of hearing all the stuff she does, and I know I'm missing a few things out. Oh my goodness, Film Scholar. She has a whole organization that she has continued. Like at this point, it's just what y'all 6th year,
7th year,
7th year in a pandemic. Come on, like I don't understand it. Can you help us understand this?
I don't know that I can. I only do things I enjoy.
Okay.
I don't enjoy.
That's actually some understanding. So because you do things you enjoy, you're able to do them.
Yeah, if you do things you don't enjoy, they become dreadful. Like how I was telling you, like I don't like the social media anymore.
Yeah.
I wasn't feeling it then, so I stopped doing it. I mean, I laid back, but I feel like I only do things I like. Like I've always wanted to be a therapist. Check, I do that. I've always wanted to do film scholar. Check, I do that. I always want to be a mom. Check, here we are. Healthy relationship. I have great friends. Like, yeah, nothing is like I'm forcing myself to do anything. When I force myself, that's when it's just like, ooh, this is not the same Myra that we know.
Yeah. How do you know that? Like, has that really happened where you had to like stop stuff because you don't enjoy it or because you feel forced?
Yeah, so for a minute I was like, I want to do affirmation cards. And I was like, oh, I really want to do this. And once I started doing it, I was like, this is not fun. Like people make it look like this is just not it. And it was a project I was working on for a minute too. And then once I really started doing it, I was like, I'm doing this. Like this is not it. So stuff like that I've dropped. My job right now, like I really like it, but it's becoming a lot. And so that's something where I'm like, by the end of next year, I probably won't be there. So things like that, just examining things, like you really got to be mindful of what you give your energy to and if you enjoy it or not. But yeah.
I think that is a skill in itself. Just even how you talking about it. I think one of the most difficult things for me and probably for a lot of people out there is kind of like comfort and like being afraid to give up on something. Especially when you started out, you feel like you put too much work into it.
Yeah.
And you like, well, if I give up on this, then what's next type of thing. And you sound like you've come up with this mindset for yourself where you kind of are okay and you accept when things are not for you. And because of that, a lot of times it works out for you. Like what's for you will be for you type of thing.
Yes, yes. But you got licensed over the course of all stuff. It's been what, a year now? Almost 2 years. You got life stuff going on, a lot of different things popping up here and there. And the girl started her own business, and she's trying to start other businesses. And you keep your nails and your hair done, and you still have a life. How is this possible? My toenails fall off, y'all.
It's all I got. It's all I have. I don't know. It's been a struggle for sure. I think for me, like quitting my job, because I had two jobs, like employee. I was an employee, and I was doing private practice on the side. And last August, I quit my job and just started doing private practice, and it was the scariest thing of my life. It's still sometimes scary when I look up and I'll be like, dang, I really don't work for nobody. That's weird. It's weird. It's so weird, y'all. But I mean,
it's weird when you say you were an employee. Like when you just said that, I was like, ooh, it was a what?
You work for people? Yeah, like yeah. And and in some ways, I don't, it's not the worst case scenario to be an employee, especially when you have a beautiful employer. So, technically, we work for each other, right? So when it's, when it's like that, then it's beautiful. But when it's not, and you work for like these corporations who don't really care about you, they don't care about your mental health, and even though you're a mental health therapist and you work for a mental health program, they still, it's a really huge disconnect. Yeah, the way that they treat just feeling like it's a circle of like not really wanting to help the community, but more wanting to keep the community coming back because it's profitable for these organizations. Like all of that type of stuff, it was just like me, little old me, like me thinking I can really save the world, all right? And so to realize that I couldn't save the world and that I probably won't be working in community mental health for the rest of my life, which I actually did see, like that, it was lightweight traumatizing to like the acceptance, like, girl, you not about to change a whole fucking system out here. Like they've been doing this, like the social workers and the therapists and even the nonprofits, and sorry, it's true, they've been doing this for so long. Like the systems are not working. And when you try to come and you try to give different, like kind of to change it, and they're like not, then you realize, oh, y'all don't really want to help these people. Y'all want to keep them in your program. Oh, y'all want them to come back. Y'all want them to. Meanwhile, I'm over here like, we have to get them at a base. Let's get them to some functioning where they can survive by themselves. And this is me. They're like, oh no, they're gonna always need assistance. That is not true. That is not freaking true. But anyways, I'm going on a rant, but I would say that having friends, right? Friends like you, people I can consult with, people to encourage me, like, yeah, girl, you can do it, like, and even just watching you do all of these things. So in my, like on the outside looking in, it looks effortlessly because like you just said, you have this mindset of being like, if something ain't working for me, I'm moving on. And so seeing you do it is like, okay, it's possible. I can do all these things. And then like mentorship. So like, I know I've talked about her before, like Denise, she's most definitely a huge like piece of me being able to balance and understand, like, as a Black woman, you can be a business owner. You do not have to work for people, and that, you know, you can still help people in a different way. So I don't know. I'm still figuring out. I'm still uncomfortable. And I'm a person who likes comfortability. I like stability. I like what's next, what's going to happen next. And right now I don't know. So I'm just, you know, I'm just rocking out. I'm just, yeah.
Yeah. I mean, that makes sense. DB comfort therapy.
I'm so done.
You live for the comfort.
Right, exactly. I like comfortability. But I absolutely want to, like, provide us a focus right now on the people who have supported us over 2 years. And, you know, in specifics, like, I have to shout out Aisha, like that right there, that woman right there, y'all, like, she's amazing. She has supported us in my opinion, every way possible.
She's like our number one fan.
Literally. Yeah. And she's dope, and she does so many things. And you know, it would be easy for her to, you know, not be like, you know, if we ask her right now, like, hey, you think you can do this? Like, most likely she's going to do it.
Wouldn't even be a thought.
Yeah. Like, to see like other Black women supporting you like that also is just motivating. But I just really want to focus on just like our supporters. So Aisha, for sure. Anybody who's ever bought a book, who's retweeted or reposted something on Instagram, Facebook, if you've ever liked, commented, even if you listened to one snippet of an episode, if you've ever reached out, if you subscribed, if you left a comment, if you've been a guest, anything that you've ever done, if you even have whispered our name out loud, shout out to you, because you're a real one. You're a real one, and I hope you know it. I hope you know it. You're the dopest to ever do it, and we really thank you.
I got nothing to say with that.
For real, y'all. Like, it's an honor. It's so many podcasts out here, like, so many, and for people to listen to ours, like, yeah, I'm honored. Like,
sure, yeah, I agree. Got nothing to add, but I agree.
Anything you want to add to our 2-year episode?
Anything I want to add? I feel like we kind of wrap things up in a pretty bow, and there's more to come. I think that we can go back to doing our circles in a very safe way. Like, I've talked to Donika about this. If we just do a small group of like 10 women, the spaces that we use, they be so big, we'll be fine. So we're gonna figure that out, how to do that. And I might have a crying baby with me, but we'll figure it out. I might have a calm baby that barely cries, so we'll see.
All right. We're like, is that a baby over there? Yeah. Don't worry. They're okay. All right, they're cool. They're gonna be used to it. Like, think about Myra's baby already listening to her and hearing her. They probably like, my mama be doing the most.
For real. She always doing something.
Right, my mama doing the most. We in EMDR training. We over here learning all these sensory things. She got these candles over here, crystals and stuff. My mama's doing a lot.
Right, just used to it.
Right, your baby's going to be prepared. Trust me. Prepared for all of this. Yeah. But to end off today's episode, we will be doing something very special for 2 lucky listeners. And so in order to participate, it is important and imperative that you follow us on our podcast Instagram, which is at BWH_POD pod. And it'll be the instructions will be on there in 2 years, 2 lucky listeners and supporters will receive this special gift. So make sure that you are listening and, put the notifications on. You can do that on Instagram. But we'll have something special. I think that it's important that we kind of give back at this moment to y'all. All right. Well, thanks for listening, and we will see you all next Monday.
So y'all, we have to shout out our friends over at Fiverr. We are officially a Fiverr affiliate, and I love Fiverr because you can literally go to them for any type of project you might want to work on, whether it be if you need a new logo, you need help with the resume, you need help with social media, they help you over there. So go ahead and check out our friends over at Fiverr. That's 5ERR. So 5 with 2 R's at the end. So go ahead and check them out with the link in our bio and tell them that we sent you.